ever had that feeling where you're thinking about someone and at the exact moment they reach out to you? Or perhaps you're just going about your day and you suddenly feel the presence of someone close to your heart. These aren't just coincidences. They're signals, signs that you and the other person are operating on the same frequency. And here's why. In life, it's easy to think that everything revolves around physical interaction, but in truth, connection goes much deeper. It's like the invisible thread that ties us to others, a force that is felt but rarely seen. When you both are thinking of each other, the universe, or rather, the energy between you speaks. Have you ever found your mind drifting to someone, even when you're busy with other things? Thoughts about that person can flood your mind without any clear trigger. This is because your subconscious mind is tuned into their energy. Dreams are a powerful way the mind communicates, and when you're both thinking of each other, your subconscious minds can synchronize. If you've ever dreamed of someone you've been thinking about, it's the clearest sign that you're on each other's wavelength. So, why do these signs matter? Because they remind us that we are never truly isolated. We are part of a larger network of thoughts, energies, and emotions that bind us together. When you're thinking of someone, remember that they might be thinking of you too. Trust the signs and trust that these invisible threads of connection guide us toward greater understanding and empathy. The key takeaway is this: whether it's a phone call, a random encounter, or just a feeling in the air, these signs are a reminder that we are all intricately connected, and every thought, every intention creates ripples in the fabric of our shared experience. So, next time you feel that spark of thought about someone, pay attention. It might just be the universe telling you that they're thinking of you. 2. Connection beyond words. In a world where so much of our communication happens through words, spoken, written, or texted, there's a deeper layer of connection that often goes unnoticed, the one that occurs beyond verbal exchange. Words are just the surface of our interactions. They are the tools we use to convey thoughts, share ideas, and express emotions. However, true connection often transcends these spoken expressions. It is a powerful, invisible force that links us to others in ways that words cannot always capture. It's the energy we feel when we're close to someone, the deep, unspoken understanding that exists between people who are deeply attuned to one another. Think about the moments in your life when you've experienced a connection so deep with someone that words felt inadequate. It might have been with a close friend, a family member, or even someone you love. There's an intuitive sense that emerges, a knowing that the other person understands exactly what you're feeling without you having to explain every detail. This is the beauty of connection beyond words. It's not something that can be measured in syllables or sentences. It is something much more profound. There are times when we don't need to say anything to feel heard. A simple glance, a shared silence, or a touch can say more than any sentence ever could. These non-verbal exchanges hold the essence of our deepest emotions and desires. They allow us to communicate what we might not yet have the words for, or what we feel is too complex for language. In such moments, we feel fully seen, fully understood, without the need for articulation. This is the magic of connecting beyond words. In fact, the majority of human communication is non-verbal. Research has shown that only a small percentage of our communication is conveyed through actual words. The rest comes through tone, body language, and energy. Our bodies often give away more than our mouths ever will. When we're with someone who knows us well, they can sense our emotions through subtle shifts in our posture or a change in our facial expression. They can read our energy in a way that words simply cannot convey. This is why certain relationships feel effortless, because we don't need to fill every silence with words. We communicate in a way that goes beyond speech. When you're thinking of someone, this connection beyond words often becomes even more pronounced. It's as if the thoughts and feelings you have about them radiate, creating an invisible bridge between the two of you. This bridge is made of energy, emotions, and shared experiences. You may not be in the same room, but the connection you share can make you feel as though you are. You might find yourself thinking of them at the exact moment they are thinking of you, experiencing similar emotions, or even receiving a message at just the right time. These moments are not mere coincidences, they are signals of that deeper connection, the one that transcends words. In many ways, this type of connection is what allows us to truly feel empathy. When we connect beyond words, we begin to tune into the emotional and energetic frequencies of others. It's not about hearing what they say, but understanding how they feel. It's about sensing their pain or joy, their anxiety or peace, and responding to it not through a solution or a piece of advice, but simply through presence and understanding. This is the essence of human connection. It's about being with someone in their experience without needing to fix anything or change their emotions. We are there simply to hold space for them, to let them know that they are not alone in what they are going through. This kind of connection is also a two-way street. While we may be able to sense someone's emotions, they too are feeling our energy. Our thoughts, feelings, and energy are constantly flowing, influencing those around us even when we are not speaking. This is why people often say they can feel when someone is upset or when they're thinking about them. It's because the energy between us doesn't stop moving just because we're not in direct communication. It continues to radiate, leaving an imprint on others. This understanding opens us to the idea that we are always interconnected. Our lives don't unfold in isolation. Even when we're physically apart from someone, our thoughts, feelings, and intentions continue to shape our relationships. This connection, though intangible, can be felt in ways that remind us we are never truly alone. Our experiences are shared, not just through words, but through the very energy we exchange. The act of thinking about someone, of sending them our thoughts or love from a distance, is a form of communication that has the power to shape our reality. When we begin to appreciate this deeper layer of connection, we can become more intentional with how we use our energy. We can cultivate relationships that are not based solely on words or surface-level interactions, but on a more profound understanding of one another. We can start to recognize the power of our thoughts and emotions to influence those around us. And perhaps most importantly, we begin to trust in the unseen ties that bind us, knowing that even in silence, in absence, or in moments of separation, we are still deeply connected to those who matter most. Connection beyond words is not just a spiritual or abstract idea. It's a powerful reality that shapes our daily lives. It allows us to build deeper, more meaningful relationships and fosters a sense of belonging that goes beyond what we can see or hear. It reminds us that the most profound connections often happen in the spaces between words, in the energy we share with one another, and in the silent understanding that we are never truly alone. At the core of every meaningful relationship and interaction is a dynamic energy exchange that transcends physical presence. This energy is a force that flows between people, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Just as we have the ability to communicate through words, we also communicate through the subtle yet powerful currents of energy that surround us. Energy exchange isn't just a concept found in spiritual teachings. It is a real and tangible part of our everyday lives. Every time we interact with another person, we are exchanging energy, whether we are aware of it or not. Energy isn't confined to the physical realm. It extends into the emotional, mental, and even spiritual planes. When we are in close proximity to someone, this energy exchange can feel immediate and intense. We might experience a sense of warmth, comfort, or even unease, depending on the type of energy that person is radiating. Our energy can either uplift others, creating a sense of harmony and positivity, or it can drain them, leaving a sense of discomfort or negativity. This flow of energy is what makes human interactions so complex and rich. It's what enables us to form connections that go beyond mere words and actions. The idea of energy exchange is deeply rooted in the concept of empathy. When we empathize with someone, we are essentially tuning into their energy, understanding their emotional state, and responding accordingly. It's an exchange that happens not just in our minds, but in the very essence of our being. When we connect with someone on an empathetic level, we often find that their emotional state becomes our own. If they are happy, we might feel uplifted. If they are sad, we may experience a sense of heaviness. This is the power of energy exchange in action. It is through this energy flow that we truly connect with others, understanding them on a deeper level than what words alone could convey. But energy exchange isn't just a passive experience. It is something we actively create and cultivate. Every thought, every intention, and every action generates a ripple in the energy field that affects those around us. This is why our presence can have such a strong impact on others. A simple smile, a kind word, or even the energy we project in a room can shift the atmosphere and influence how people feel. It is through this exchange that we begin to shape the environment around us, creating a space that either nurtures or drains. When we are consciously aware of the energy we are putting out, we can better control the type of influence we have on others. If we are feeling positive, confident, and grounded, our energy will reflect that, uplifting those we come into contact with. On the other hand, if we are stressed, anxious, or negative, our energy can have the opposite effect, affecting the people around us in ways we may not even realize. This is why it's important to be mindful of our energy, not just for our own well-being, but for the impact it has on others. Energy is contagious. When we are mindful of how we project our energy, we can create a ripple effect that spreads positivity and goodwill. This exchange of energy also happens on a mental level. Our thoughts are powerful, they radiate outward and influence the people we interact with. Have you ever experienced the feeling that someone was thinking about you? This isn't just a coincidence. The energy of our thoughts can extend beyond our immediate surroundings and reach the people we are thinking about. Similarly, when we think about someone, they may in turn start thinking about us or feel a shift in their energy. It is as if the thoughts and feelings we send out create a frequency that others can pick up on, even if they are miles away. This is the invisible yet real force of energy exchange. It's important to note that energy exchange isn't always harmonious. There can be mismatches where the energy of one person may clash with that of another. This could result in discomfort or tension. When energy doesn't align, it can cause friction, leaving us feeling drained or uneasy. These mismatches often happen when two people are on different emotional or mental frequencies. For example, if one person is full of optimism and the other is consumed with negativity, their energy exchange may lead to a sense of imbalance. Understanding these mismatches and being mindful of our own energy allows us to navigate relationships with greater awareness. The concept of energy exchange also extends beyond individual interactions. It shapes entire environments. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt a shift in the atmosphere? Perhaps it was the energy of the people in the room, or the energy that had been left behind from a previous event. This is the collective energy at work. The way the energy of multiple individuals combines to create a certain atmosphere. In such environments, we can often sense the prevailing mood without anyone needing to say a word, whether it's a calm and peaceful energy or a tense and chaotic one. The collective energy of a space can be felt and influences how we feel within it. Understanding energy exchange helps us become more aware of our influence on the world around us. We begin to realize that our thoughts, emotions, and actions are never isolated. They are part of a larger web of energy that connects us to everyone and everything. The more consciously we engage with our own energy, the more we can create positive interactions, forge deeper connections, and cultivate environments that nurture growth and well-being. Energy exchange is one of the most profound ways we can influence the world, and by becoming more aware of it, we unlock the potential for true connection, healing, and transformation. Mutual awareness is the ability to be attuned to another person's thoughts, feelings, and presence, even without direct communication. It's a subtle yet powerful connection that exists between two people, often without either party being fully conscious of it. This mutual awareness goes beyond physical proximity. It's an energetic understanding that allows people to connect deeply, even when they are far apart. It's a phenomenon that can occur in relationships of all kinds, from friendships and family dynamics to romantic partnerships. It's a bond that is formed not just through words or actions, but through a shared sense of knowing. An intuitive understanding that the other person is present in your thoughts, even if you aren't physically with them. The beauty of mutual awareness is that it often transcends the need for verbal communication. Think about the times when you've shared a moment of silence with someone, and it felt like you were both in tune with each other, without needing to say a single word. In these moments, it's as if you both know exactly what the other is thinking, feeling, or experiencing. This is the power of mutual awareness. It's an understanding that goes beyond surface-level interactions, reaching into a deeper, more intuitive connection. It's a form of non-verbal communication that speaks volumes without uttering a sound. One of the key elements of mutual awareness is the ability to feel another person's presence, even in their absence. This happens when you're thinking about someone, and you can almost feel them thinking about you at the same time. It's that moment when you get a text message from someone you've been thinking about, or when you bump into them unexpectedly after having had them on your mind all day. These moments aren't mere coincidences. They are a reflection of the deep, unspoken connection that exists between you. Mutual awareness allows you to be attuned to one another's energy, thoughts, and emotions, even when you're not directly interacting. This type of awareness is often heightened in relationships that are built on trust, intimacy, and shared experience. When two people have spent a significant amount of time together, they begin to pick up on each other's emotional states without needing to ask. It's as though they can read each other's minds or sense each other's moods through the subtlest cues. This mutual awareness allows for a deeper sense of understanding, as both individuals become finely attuned to the nuances of each other's energy. They can sense when the other person is upset, happy, or in need of support, even without them saying a word. Mutual awareness is also an essential part of empathy. In order to truly empathize with someone, you must first be aware of their emotional state and their needs. This awareness enables you to respond in ways that show compassion and understanding. It's not just about hearing someone's words, it's about sensing the feelings that lie beneath them. This is why mutual awareness is so important in fostering healthy and supportive relationships. It allows people to connect on a deeper level, offering emotional support and understanding even when the words are difficult to express. Mutual awareness isn't limited to just the people we are close to. It can also extend to our awareness of the world around us. When we cultivate a sense of mindfulness, we become more attuned to the energy and emotions of others, as well as the environment we inhabit. This heightened awareness allows us to respond to situations and people with greater sensitivity, fostering a sense of empathy and connection in our interactions. It's about being present in the moment and tuning into the subtle cues that others are giving off, whether they are verbal, nonverbal, or energetic. The most profound aspect of mutual awareness is that it allows us to experience connection without the need for constant verbal communication. It's a bond that is formed through energy, through presence, and through a deep understanding of one another. This type of awareness is what makes relationships so meaningful. It allows us to feel understood, seen, and heard even when we're not speaking. It's the foundation of trust and intimacy, and it's what makes human connection truly extraordinary. The next time you feel that unspoken bond with someone, remember that mutual awareness is at play, a deep, intuitive understanding that transcends words and brings us closer together in ways that are often beyond explanation. Mutual awareness is the subtle, almost magical connection between two people that exists even in silence. It's that unspoken understanding that allows individuals to be completely attuned to each other's thoughts, feelings, and needs, even when no words are exchanged. This connection goes beyond the surface level of physical proximity or verbal communication. It's a deeper, intuitive awareness that allows people to recognize the emotional state of another person without being told or shown. In healthy and close relationships, mutual awareness serves as the foundation for empathy, trust, and a deeper emotional bond. One of the most fascinating aspects of mutual awareness is how it transcends physical boundaries. Have you ever experienced a moment when you're thinking about someone, and in that exact moment they reach out to you? Or maybe you're sitting quietly and suddenly you feel a sense that someone you care about is thinking of you too. These moments can feel like a coincidence, but in reality, they reflect the unseen bond between two people, a connection that exists far beyond the confines of time or space. The energy we exchange with others creates an invisible web that allows us to stay attuned to each other, even when we're not physically together. Our minds and emotions are constantly in tune with those we are closely connected to, and this mutual awareness allows us to respond to their needs, even when they haven't explicitly communicated them. This connection can also manifest as an intuitive understanding of what someone is going through. When two people are emotionally in sync, one might feel a shift in energy when the other is experiencing something significant, whether positive or negative. For instance, a person may suddenly feel a sense of concern or joy even if they haven't spoken to the other person recently. This shared emotional resonance is a powerful demonstration of mutual awareness. It is the ability to connect and understand someone without words, without direct interaction, simply by sensing their emotions through the energy they are emitting. It's an ongoing exchange that often goes unnoticed but is incredibly impactful. Mutual awareness means that both individuals are not just physically present with each other, but are emotionally and energetically present as well, and this creates a connection that is rooted in depth and understanding. This awareness also nurtures trust in relationships. When two people are in tune with each other's needs and emotions, it fosters an environment where both individuals feel safe, seen, and valued. They don't need to constantly verbalize their thoughts because the other person already senses what's needed. Whether it's a moment of silence, a simple gesture, or a shared glance, mutual awareness allows individuals to feel understood without having to spell it out. It eliminates misunderstandings, allowing for a smoother, more harmonious connection. In relationships, this intuitive understanding strengthens bonds, creating a deeper sense of closeness that words alone cannot express. It cultivates emotional intimacy, where both people are in sync not just with each other's actions, but also with each other's feelings and needs. His awareness, however, can be complex and requires emotional intelligence and openness. It is not something that comes easily to everyone, and it often requires both individuals to be deeply engaged in their own emotional worlds and to be open to understanding others on a profound level. Mutual awareness is more than just understanding what someone is saying. It's about understanding what they aren't saying and what their energy is communicating. It's about being able to sense the subtle shifts in someone's behavior or mood and adjusting accordingly. This depth of awareness is what allows people to navigate their relationships with greater ease, compassion, and understanding, making mutual awareness a vital element of any meaningful connection. Energy exchange is a concept that can seem abstract at first, but is a powerful force that shapes our interactions with others. Every human being is an energy field, and we are constantly exchanging energy with the people around us. This exchange happens on various levels: physical, emotional, mental, and even spiritual. At any given moment, we are emitting energy, and we are absorbing the energy of others. The energy we send out can either uplift and inspire those we interact with, or it can drain and deplete them. Recognizing and understanding this energy exchange can help us develop deeper, more authentic relationships with others, as it's through this energetic interaction that we truly connect. One of the most profound aspects of energy exchange is that it occurs even in the absence of direct communication. The energy we project can influence how others feel, even if we aren't speaking to them. For example, have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt the mood shift? You might have walked into a room filled with people, and despite not having spoken to anyone yet, you immediately sense whether the atmosphere is tense, calm, joyful, or sad. This is energy at play. Each person in the room is emitting their own unique energy, and it combines with the energy of others to create a collective atmosphere. If someone is upset or anxious, their energy will be felt by others, even if they don't directly communicate their feelings. Conversely, a person who radiates calm and positivity can influence the mood of an entire group by simply being present. This exchange of energy is not confined to physical spaces. It extends to our thoughts and intentions as well. When we think about someone, we are essentially sending energy to them. Our thoughts, emotions, and intentions are all forms of energy that ripple outward, affecting the people we focus on. Often when we're thinking about someone, they may feel it, even if we don't reach out to them directly. This is why you might sometimes have the feeling that someone is thinking about you at the same time that you're thinking about them. It's the energetic exchange taking place in real time, despite the physical distance. Our thoughts have energy, and when they are focused on another person, that energy can be felt by them, whether consciously or subconsciously. It's a reminder that our connections with others are not limited by time or space, but are governed by this continuous flow of energy between us. Recognizing energy exchange also allows us to understand how our emotional and mental states can impact those around us. When we are feeling low, anxious, or negative, our energy can have a draining effect on others. On the other hand, when we are feeling positive, confident, and grounded, our energy can uplift and inspire those we encounter. This is why it's important to be mindful of the energy we project. Our thoughts, emotions, and even our physical posture all contribute to the energy we emit. If we are constantly in a negative or stressed state, it can not only affect our own well-being, but can also impact our interactions with others. Learning to manage our energy allows us to be more intentional in our relationships, creating a positive ripple effect that helps to elevate those around us. Energy exchange isn't just about influencing others, it's also about self-awareness. We are constantly taking in the energy of the people we interact with. Just as we can uplift or drain others, the energy of others can also affect us. Being mindful of this exchange helps us navigate our relationships in a healthier way, recognizing when we are absorbing too much negative energy or when we need to replenish our own energy. It allows us to set boundaries and protect our own emotional and mental health, while also being conscious of how our energy impacts those we interact with. By becoming aware of energy exchange, we open ourselves to a deeper understanding of ourselves and others, which can enhance every aspect of our personal and professional lives. Connection beyond words. True connection isn't just about the words we say to one another. It's about the energy, the intentions, and the emotions we share that go beyond what can be articulated. There are countless moments in our lives when we experience a sense of connection that defies verbal communication. These moments are often the ones that leave the greatest impact because they speak to something deeper within us. Whether it's a glance, a smile, or a shared experience, these silent exchanges hold a profound meaning. True connection is about understanding each other on a level that surpasses words, where the mere presence of the other person fills the space with meaning. The ability to connect beyond words is a testament to the deep, unspoken bonds that exist between people. It is an intuitive knowing that transcends language, allowing us to communicate on a level that doesn't require translation. Think about the people in your life with whom you share a deep connection, perhaps a close friend or a partner. You don't always need to say everything out loud to feel understood. Often, just being in each other's presence or sharing a moment of silence can be more meaningful than 1,000 words. These moments are a reflection of the connection beyond words, a connection built on shared experiences, mutual respect, and an understanding that doesn't rely on verbal affirmation. This form of connection is especially profound in relationships where trust and emotional intimacy are present. With these people, you can communicate through body language, energy, and shared experience. The words may not always be necessary, because the bond you share is rooted in a deeper understanding of one another. Connection beyond words allows us to communicate in ways that words simply can't, offering a richness to our relationships that enhances the depth and quality of our connections. Silent communication. Silent communication is one of the most powerful forms of connection that exists between individuals. While we often think of communication as something that happens primarily through spoken or written words, a large portion of human interaction is nonverbal. In fact, research shows that much of what we communicate to others happens through body language, facial expressions, and other forms of silent communication. This nonverbal communication is often more reliable and tells a deeper, more truthful story than words themselves. People can say one thing, but their body language, their posture, or their tone of voice can reveal a completely different message. The beauty of silent communication is that it transcends language barriers. Words can be misinterpreted or lost in translation, but a smile, a gesture, or a shared glance often communicates a universal message. For instance, a hug can convey empathy and warmth in ways that words simply cannot. A look can speak volumes about what someone is feeling or thinking without a single syllable being spoken. Silent communication creates a deeper bond between individuals, as it allows for a level of understanding that goes beyond words. It fosters a sense of connection that is more authentic because it is rooted in the subtle energies and emotions that people are expressing through their bodies and their presence. There are countless moments in life when words fail us, or when words would be inadequate to fully express our thoughts or feelings. In these moments, silent communication becomes a crucial tool. Think about a time when you've shared a moment of silence with someone, and despite not saying anything, you both understood each other perfectly. In relationships, whether familial, romantic, or platonic, these moments of silent communication can often be the most profound. They allow us to connect on a deeper level, tapping into a shared experience that words might diminish or complicate. It is this level of connection, where words aren't necessary, that reflects the true bond between individuals. For direct interaction, these connections can form between close friends, family members, or even strangers who share a moment of understanding or empathy.